Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Keyblade Master 326, also known as Tyler, and today is the first episode of the Keyblade Master podcast live. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I finally am able to do it. I'm pretty excited about it. It's going to be something new, something unique that I've been wanting to do for a while, and we're going to see how this goes. I am very excited. I know this is going to be the first episode. I'm coming at you guys a little later. I know it's been a while since my last episode. Going to be solo in this one today, but let's go ahead and get jumping right into it, guys. I know it's been a while since I've, been behind the mic and talking all kind of cool stuff with you guys. So you know what? Let's go ahead and get jumping right into it. Let's get jumping into the juicy stuff. So, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead, and I want to talk about, the most like relevant stuff, first, the most new stuff that happened. Solo: A Star Wars Story. Um, I'm not gonna say that all the hate around it was shown. I will say this though. I can say with a definite fact that it's for sure not my favorite Star Wars movie. I really don't, I didn't really particular care I didn't care for it. It really didn't feel it never really got me really into it. It never had that like chilling factor that say Rogue One did, that say Last Jedi did. They had these cool moments, they had these flary, like flashy moments. Solo never really had that. I think it did a good job of explaining the basic origin of who Han Solo was and how he met Chewbacca and how he got the Millennium Falcon, how he meets all these people, how he does how he is, what he how he got to how he acts, like he does in the newer movies, the original trilogy and then in Force Awakens. But I don't know, it just never really got me. There were maybe one or two scenes in it where I'm like, this is really cool. I'm really enjoying it. And, but that was really it. I will say this, though. Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian, I dug it. I talked to a bunch of people, like, my friends, they were like, oh, I didn't really care for, Donald Glover as Lando. And I was like, guys, come on. Like, he's awesome. Like, I thought he was great. He did a good job. He was more relevant in this movie than I thought he would be. He kind of came in a little later than what I thought, but I was pretty I was pretty impressed with what he gave. What he gave us. He was given the first, not really the origin of Lando, but how Han and Han and Lando met. I thought that was really really cool. I thought that was interesting to see that kind of relationship develop over the course of the film and of the big event. The main plot of Act Two in the movie. I thought that was really cool, and Emilia Clarke's character was interesting. She plays Kira in the movie. I guess a former. Yeah, I will say because obviously it's not really a spoiler. Because I'm trying to think. I'm trying to avoid spoilers to territory for these podcasts as I normally do. But she plays a former love interest of Han Solo. Of course now he has Leia, so obviously that didn't work out. But and that's evident in the movie. You're like, okay, well obviously something's gonna happen with this girl. Don't worry. Don't assume the worst. Do not assume the worst. Go see the movie, see what happens. Her character was pretty okay. I mean, I didn't really get wow, this is Emilia Clarke. Let's see some hard, awesome Daenerys or whatever her character's name. And she was who was she in Terminator Genesis? Was she I don't know. I mean, it's been so long since I've seen a Terminator movie and forever. It's been ages. But I never really got that Emilia Clarke factor with her. So it was kind of weird seeing her in this role. She was good though. I'm not gonna say anything more than that. But I don't know. I feel like the movie, I was going into it and I was thinking, man, this is gonna be really, really cool. Everyone's going on, oh, I'm not gonna like it. It's not gonna be good. The movie's gonna bomb, which I think it did. I'm actually gonna pull up some numbers for you guys. I'm gonna pull those up here in just a second here. Because I actually got the let's see, Star Wars Solo: A Star Wars Story box office. I got the news article today, and let's see here. CNN Money, Solo: A Star Wars Story box office disappoints, which they were funny enough. I saw a thing from IGN saying that this movie they knew was going to it was it would do the worst out of every Star Wars movie we had, even the spin-offs and everything. So let's see. estimated 101 million domestically for a 4-day opening weekend, and that was up. This is updated not about 9 hours ago from now. So pretty crazy stuff. I mean, the thing is, let's see. Let's look up. If we can look up, let's see, Last Jedi opening box office. I get opening crawl. I'm like, no, that's not what I want. Let's see. So let's see. We got total domestic gross. Not what I want. Weekend. Let's see. Weekend gross of $220 million compared to Solo's just 108. That is some crazy. That's crazy math right there. That is insane. The fact that this movie underperformed like it did, really, I don't know. It's not something I don't think. I don't think. I don't think it's gonna hurt these Star Wars spin-off, these Star Wars stories movies, but I don't know. I think that I don't know. This movie had such a wild like production route, and the thing is like so much was going on. You had the shift in director with Ron Howard coming in and taking over the film, and like even whenever you see like these production updates, you're like, oh shoot, things are not gonna go good. And I always gave this movie the benefit of the doubt. I always gave it the benefit of the doubt, no matter what people were saying. I defended it. I was like, you know what? And it wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad. I don't want that to be like the message I would say, but it just wasn't as exciting as a Star Wars film. I actually saw it with my brother, and I was like, dude, I honestly enjoyed Rogue One a million times better. The movie just didn't seem like it needed to be a thing. Also, I think the last thing I'm going to say on it before I get into the really spicy stuff. Actually, we got one more thing to talk about before the really spicy stuff, and it's got something to do with this lovely hat I got on. But no, there was with a character so in depth like Han Solo, you want kind of what Captain America did. You want a moment where you're seeing him go through all these like places and all these planets and all these meeting all these people. I know people were complaining about how they montaged every one of the Howling Commandos and Captain America's events into one montage, but that's what this movie was, an origin story. Like the way like you honestly ask yourself more questions when the movie's over, because you're like, well, wait a minute, I remember Han mentioning this. I remember Han in Force Awakens, he meets up with Balatik, I think his name is, and you're like, oh well, I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, who is this guy? Who is this guy? How did he meet him? How is all this stuff happening? Who is this guy? Where did he meet him? All this kind of stuff. That's never really answered, and I think that was one of my biggest problems with it. It was like, well, if you're gonna have a Han Solo movie like that, I guess the thing is, I don't want a sequel to this. I really don't. I would rather another spin-off of another character than another Solo movie, which I don't think we're gonna get. I know that's not gonna happen. If it does, then that's not the smartest move that's not a smart move at all. But overall, I think I gave the movie. I was like talking with a friend right when I walked out. I would say like a 6 out of 10. It's not the worst movie. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. I mean, there are plenty other bad movies that I've seen in the past, but this one isn't really all that. It's not horrible as people were making it out to you before the movie even was out, which I was like, come on, guys. That was one of the things I hated, was like people were hating on this movie even before, and I was like, come on, like. I mean, you can't hate on a movie if you've never even seen it. I mean, like, I know it's going through all this stuff with the history and everything, but you can't really just be like, okay, I'm done with it, not going to see it, it's going to be trash anyway. You can't do that. I saw it, thought it was okay, not the best. But if you aren't interested in Star Wars, it's a pretty good movie to see. I think it's really cool. It's got a really cool character that you don't expect to be in it, and that's all I'm going to say on that. Going a week back, we actually also had Deadpool 2 release, and much better than the first one. Much better with the first one. I'm going to be like quick about this one because it is, a little older, but my goodness, the pacing of this movie was so much faster than the first one was. The jokes really landed. They really hit the mark on like a wider array of like everything in this movie. I mean, they nagged at the DC universe. They nagged at Josh Brolin's character playing Thanos as well. They made nods to a bunch of other X-Men movies such as Logan. Be sure you guys see Logan before you see Deadpool 2 because you are in for a rough spoiler if you do not see Logan. This is my warning. If you have not seen Deadpool 2, definitely go watch Logan before you see Deadpool 2. Very, very important. If you guys have seen X-Men Origins Wolverine and you saw how they ruined Deadpool, yeah, that comes into play. I'm not going to say how, but just remember that. Like I said, they make a Thanos joke. I thought that was the coolest and funniest one in the moment because like I'm watching the movie and I'm like, when is he gonna make this joke? When's he gonna make this joke? When's he gonna make this joke? And he finally does it. I'm like, oh, he did it. It was so funny. But the way they did that was really good. And I like how they introduced the X-Force. I like Domino's character. She was awesome. She's not what you expect when you first see her, and you know you're watching her like progress throughout the movie, and you're like, dang, I can see her. I can see her progress. I can see her go on for a little bit. I like her character. Cable was amazing. Cable is by far my favorite character in this movie, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a huge sucker when it comes to robot arms. Just how I am. His I guess like his whole like beefy Cable character was. I mean, I'm not a that was really cool. I like, and Josh Brolin was like the perfect character for that. My boy Dopender coming in the clutch, and you have all your secondary characters come in. You have Vanessa come in. You have T.J. Miller's character come in. It was a good time. Deadpool 2 was a very good time. If you have not seen it already, and you've seen Deadpool 1, and you've seen Logan, go ahead and check out the second one because it was pretty awesome. Now, guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into the beef of this podcast. This is where the most of it's going to take place. We're going to talk about Call of Duty, Black Ops 4. Oh man, I have to say, what a reveal. What a reveal. I remember watching it on May 17th, thinking that was actually a week ago today. It was just awesome. Like, it brought back memories of like pre-Black Ops 3 days. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Like, I am just so excited to see what they have. All the hype built around it. There was literally one trailer before, and I was like, dude, let's do it. Let's see what Treyarch is going to be delivering for us this year, man. I literally could not wait to see what Treyarch had in mind. And Black Ops 4 was revealed. They came out the gate a little weird today, this time around. Usually they will come out with like the main reveal trailer, which is like the campaign, but they didn't come out with that. So of course, I'm not gonna say like what I was gonna say is not actually true. So a lot of people are saying that Black Ops 4 has no main campaign, and that's kind of where I wanted to focus on today a little bit, was that a lot of people are giving this game a lot of hate because I'm just going to go ahead and list you guys all the game modes that are going to be featured in this. So we're going to have multiplayer, battle royale, and zombies. We're going to have 3 main game modes, and the thing is, in multiplayer, specialists are back, some old from Black Ops 3 and some new specialists that are brand new to us. And what they're doing is to compensate for the no single player style that we've seen for years and years, is they're allowing us to go in depth with specialists in these like solo tutorial missions that branch off the basic turn right stick to aim, hit LBDU special ability, this sort of. It goes more in depth into these specialist stories, more so on it. There's a whole trailer dedicated to that. And if it was, I have people coming up to me saying, oh, well, it's just going to be a tutorial thing. It's going to be nothing too outlandish, too off the wall. But honestly, in my opinion, if you're going to have a trailer for something like that, for something as simple, if it was as simple as tutorial missions, that's definitely not the case as to what it is. This solo thing they're going for with these specialists is something a lot more in-depth than what people are making it out to be. Because the thing is, with the removal of a typical and a conventional single player campaign, there has to be that solo gate to it, which is which separates zombies, because zombies can be played solo, which is it's not really known for solo, but it's known for co-op play. We're going to talk about more about zombies in a second here, but the thing is, there is a solo there is a solo mode in Black Ops 4. So the thing is, people are giving this game so much hate, like YouTubers and personalities that, I respect. I'm not like saying I lost respect for these people, but I really didn't agree with what they were saying, because what I felt they were saying was very, I felt like it was just kind of talking out the butt thing, where it was like, okay, Black Ops Call of Duty's coming out, it's got battle royale, and then it's a flop. They're just trying to make money off people and all that kind of stuff. I don't really think that. And the thing is, I will admit I'm a little biased, because I do love Call of Duty, and what they're doing at this game just seems really, really interesting, and I'm very excited to play it come October 12th. But I think that people were really jumping the gun when it comes to that stuff. Oh, excuse me. And I don't know. I just, I really do think, because a lot of people were saying, they were making their arguments, making their assumptions, no single player campaign, which in fact there is. If they would have kind of looked a little bit more into it, they would have realized, oh, there are these solo missions we can play. It's not like typical campaign, but there is that solo aspect that I assume players are going to be able to play around with, even though it's not in that conventional style. So I wanted to get that out, like that out the way. Multiplayer is changing up big time. Multiplayer, how this works now is that I think the first biggest change is the health system. There is no more automatic health regen. There's a dedicated health. There's like an automated health revival, says like a healing system. I couldn't think of the word. There's like a dedicated healing system you guys can use when you're in game. When your player is down, your health is now at 150 rather than the typical 100, which really we didn't know because there was no health bar or whatever. But there actually is a health indicator in at the current state of multiplayer from what we saw in the trailers. And with each, no matter which character you play as, you're always going to have that dedicated healing button. So it's going to allow you to kind of think more on your feet when you're running into gunfights, when you're running around the map looking for engagements, whether you should heal, because your healing ability does recharge, and you have to wait a little bit for it to come back to you so that way you can use it again. I think that was one of the biggest like changes I've seen. Another little thing was that 5v5 is the typical multiplayer in this one. Normally it's 6v6, but they toned it down a little bit for 5v5, and I think the reason they did that, well, I don't think it's because they told us, but basically what they said, the reasoning for that being is because what they wanted to do is they wanted to go with more of an Overwatch style. I know I was definitely following the development and leading up to the reveal, and they were saying at one point like Black Ops 4's multiplayer was like very similar to Overwatch, and I saw that and I'm like, I don't know about that. Let me back up. Let's think about this. But I think what they were saying was that there's going to be 1,000 Reapers in a match. You have to pick one specialist, and you have to play with a certain specialist, for each game. It's not like you can have like one. You can't have more than one of the same specialist. Is what I'm trying to say. So that's that kind of reasoning for the shift to 5v5, and I don't know. I don't think it's a bad I don't think it's like a bad change. I think from what I saw in the multiplayer trailer, and the thing is, we're also going to be talking about Battlefield 5 just here in a minute, because I think Battlefield 5 is very important as well. Because, well, I don't know. Because their trailer that they showed really didn't. It's being looked at not very good. Not very good. But compared to what Black Ops 4 did, man, I mean, we had the multiplayer trailer first, then we had this specialist solo mission trailer, which was awesome, and then we move into a really cool thing, which of course is zombies. This is kind of going in the order of which the reveal took place. That's the order I'm going for the podcast today. But basically, Zombies is back, and the thing is, the first map we get is this map called 9. Of course, the Treyarch style spelled with Roman numerals instead of just the word 9, and it's this Roman Colosseum battle like gladiator combat with zombies, and it's a brand new story. I think that was the first thing that was mentioned, was that this is a brand new story. We're no longer going off the ethos storyline of what we've been going through for the last few years with Black Ops, and it's something new. It's a whole new storyline, a whole different characters, and I thought that was really, really cool how they're doing that, how they're shifting into these new characters, because I'm not gonna lie, these characters do seem really interesting. I'm already in love with them, and I've only seen them in 2 trailers. And of course, they had the concept art, which was awesome. They made them to where they're screen savers on phone, and I thought that was really, really cool. And so yeah, I'm liking their shift into these new characters, these new stories. I'm really excited to see how they're going to take it with this, because I'm very curious to see what they go. So the first trailer 9 was like the gladiator combat, and everyone's like, "Oh, this looks interesting. Like, okay, this is going to be something. Okay, like let's see." It has been confirmed that if you guys have seen the 9 trailer, they're only using like the melee weapons, and people were of course wondering, "Wait a minute, where are the guns?" And Jason Blundell was quick to come out. He was like, "Don't worry, there are guns. Like, there are guns. Do not worry, guys. There are guns." And so we get a look at the first trailer. Everyone's like, "Oh, cool. You know, this looks like a really cool zombies map. Let's see." And he's like, "Well, kind of not done yet." And then he's like, "We got one more map to show you guys. Let's show it." This one is called Voyage of Despair, which I think if you guys have seen the trailer, if not, you guys should definitely go check it out, because I think the coolest thing about this map is not only does it kind of have like I'm not gonna say modern, because it's not really a modern zombies map. The thing about it is that it seems very Shadows of Evil-esque. And I don't know about you guys, but Shadows of Evil is one of my, like, definitely one of my favorite maps of all time. I love Shadows of Evil. I think it's just fun to play. I thought it was fun on it was fun to play on Black Ops 3. And on launch, I just really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really cool. I get a kind of vibe from that map into Voyage of Despair. The setting, the scenario. This map actually, upon the end of the trailer, which we didn't realize until the final shot of the trailer, which is the way it was intended, was that the map actually takes place on this boat, which you realize at the end is the Titanic, because the last shot is the characters are about to like basically fight all these zombies or whatever, and then like as the ship's moving, they like brighten up this iceberg in the front, and then it cuts, and everyone's like, "Whoa, that was really cool." So I saw that map and I was like, "Okay, cool, we're launching with 2 maps. I'm excited about it." So then everyone's kind of like, that's at this point in the reveal, everyone's like, "Oh, that's awesome. Zombies looks cool, whatever." They're talking about all this stuff. I think at this point they had mentioned that they're changing the way zombies is played. They're going to have like a different kind of system to how Black Ops 3 was. I know what they were saying before we move into that. Actually, I was going to stop myself because I was about to do that. But actually, I'm going to move into the mechanics in a minute. The final zombies map that was revealed, the map that everyone has been wanting, remastered, and I shouldn't say remastered because that's not the case. This map was remade into its own thing with the premise crew. Mob of the Dead is now Blood of the Dead. And it really wasn't a trailer. Instead, what it really was it was a trailer. I mean, it was, but it really never showed too much. The trailer's like maybe like a minute and 45 seconds long, just under 2 minutes long, and you're watching and you're like, at this point, even when the trailer started, everyone's like, "Dude, I know what this is. I know what this is." And I'm watching it, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, they actually did it." And it's not just a simple remaster. This map is a remake. It features the premise crew rather than the Mob of the Dead crew. Their story isn't over officially, so Black Ops 4 Zombies isn't gonna have strictly these new characters maps in the game. It's gonna also feature the premise crew and possibly even more. So the thing is, that's what I wanted to talk about. Moving on to the mechanics, is that the way the zombies menu is gonna work, which they mentioned in the reveal, is that whenever you start up the game, you're going to have a choice in between playing the older story and the newer story. And the new story being the new characters, the old story being the premise crew, and maps like Blood of the Dead and whatever else follows through. Cool thing about that is, I thought that was interesting when they said that and they mentioned it. I was thinking, well, wait a minute. So there's been a lot of speculation also, which is where we're going to get to that in a second here as well. But if you're going to have 2 separate sections of zombies, new and old, well, that obviously means you're going to be having a lot of maps, because you're going to want to continue on this new story with these new characters. You're also going to continue on the story with the older characters. So what that got people thinking was that, okay, this is awesome. Maybe we're going to be getting possibly more than one zombies map, you know, during the DLC season. There were rumors shortly after the game's reveal saying that Treyarch was going to go, or Treyarch and Activision, because this is kind of like a hand-in-hand decision. They were going to shift towards like they were going to do they were going to make a decision, and there's speculation now that multiplayer DLC is going to be absolutely free. Zombies will have its own season pass. Take that with a grain of salt. I know a big zombies YouTuber, in case you guys don't know, Mr. Dollar JD, was actually the one who talked about it. I know he was one of the first people to talk about it, and I thought that was really, really interesting how that could be a thing. I was like, man, if only, because the thing is, imagine having your multiplayer maps for free, which I'm not gonna lie, multiplayer looks good. I'm not saying, okay, multiplayer is dumb, let's move on to zombies, let's focus on that. Having the multiplayer maps in for free is really gonna be cool, because like I've always wondered, whenever I buy a DLC, I really, for Treyarch games at least, and of course, in the last games and with Infinite Warfare and World War II, I really didn't play the multiplayer maps. I really was only concerned with the zombies, and it kind of was, if this rumor is true and that's how they're going to do DLC this year, I think it's going to be interesting, because there is no more, okay, I'm going to get these multiplayer maps, I guess that's cool, I'm never going to play them, let me just get zombies. It's going to be, you get these multiplayer maps for free, which is cool. I'll go play them eventually, sometime when they're like all out. I'll have zombies. Like, I'm just paying for zombies. So, I mean, it kind of worked out, because I get it. Back then, you were kind of paying, okay, you pay for this, you get multiplayer and zombies, cool. Never going to play the other. But the thing is, if you're never going to touch the other one, what's the point of having both included in the same thing? So, a little weird, like, it's kind of pick the way you want to play. And it works out for both people, because the thing is, if you're getting multiplayer maps for free, which multiplayer maps are basically just settings you play a multiplayer match in, essentially what a multiplayer map is. A zombies map, however, is something you're going to be replaying over and over and over and over again. The zombies community, new players to zombies, are going to be wanting to start a bunch of, they're going to be wanting to explore the map. They're going to be ranking up in zombies, doing all this, playing same maps over and over again. It's not like in multiplayer where you have like 13 maps that last like 10, 15 minutes a match and then it's over. It's zombies we're talking about. That's worth I assume if there is a zombies only season pass, probably going to be around $50. Plus, if we're getting more than one DLC for zombies each content drop, then that would be well worth the money. Because if you think about it, that's what, me personally, not most people, because I'm not going to say most people, because I know a lot of people do play multiplayer maps, they play the new ones and they enjoy them, but to me that's just a way better bargain. If you're going to be giving me more than one zombies map per DLC drop, I'm all on board for that. Like, sign me up today. I actually pre-ordered the game recently, and if that's going to be the case, then I'll take it. I'll take it hands down. I mean, hands down. Give it to me. I'll take it. Let's do it. So if that's the way the system is going to work, that's going to be cool. But that's all rumor. Like I said, guys, take that with a grain of salt. And I think the last couple of things we're going to be talking about for zombies today is actually going to be for the first one is going to be the mutation system. And this was kind of really glanced over for the reveal. I saw this and I was like, okay, what is, like, it kind of was like in the middle, so it's kind of like, I think it was like, I don't remember when, but it was somewhere between Voyage of Despair trailer and Blood of the Dead trailer. I'm like, ooh, what is this? They're talking about the changes they're gonna make to gameplay and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool, this sounds interesting. What is it? Well, it's like a completely, like, it's a way to change up your game. I mean, you're going to be able to do so much with this new mutation system. I think the biggest confirmed thing that they're going to be doing is you get to choose what guns you want in the mystery box. That's the biggest thing we got out of that mutations thing. I know there was a big roundtable with Jason Blundell and the zombies community who were flown out there for the reveal, who asked that question. And that was like the biggest thing, was that if you can pick what you want to come out the box, what's going to be in that cycle, that opens up a huge door of opportunities for what you're going to be able to do. It's going to make challenges more doable, more accessible for everyone, a lot easier to set up. It's going to be awesome if this mutation system works pretty well. I am very excited about this. I think this is going to be amazing. And if that's just the first thing that he mentioned, that's not even like the last thing he said, that's not even it. That's going to be interesting. If they really just kind of focus more on that, that would be really, really cool. And I think the last thing about zombies we're going to be talking about today is I thought this was really cool as well, was the implementation of AI teammates. I saw this and I'm like, whoa, that's really cool. And of course, I know in case you guys, this is your first time hearing this, you're like, oh, cool, I can do the Easter egg with a team. Well, that's not the case. Per the roundtable discussion with Jason Blundell and the Zombies community, the AI teammates in the testing of the game were actually found to just basically doing the Easter egg for players. And that basically takes away the fun because I don't know. I'm not really a fan about that. I saw that and I was thinking about it and I'm like, that really doesn't bode well. So I'm glad they took that feature out because they saw it was a problem. They saw it was eating up a lot of the space that made zombies. I thought that was really cool how they took that out. And yeah, so with all that said and done, I really am looking forward to see where this goes. I mean, Zombies looks amazing. I think Zombies just looks good. The fact that we're launching with 3 maps is astounding. It shows you and it tells us that Treyarch has just been putting a ton of work into Zombies, and I just cannot wait for the final product come October 12th. I'm just very excited for it and absolutely cannot wait. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is the addition of a Battle Royale mode in Black Ops 4. This was speculation. This was before the reveal. Everyone was saying this is going to be a thing. It's confirmed. It's going to have it. And, let's just see it. And we did. In the coolest way possible, because I remember the reveal I was watching wasn't actually like the live stream reveal, but I was actually watching the Smith Plays as like live stream reaction to it, and I was watching him, react to it, and then he's saying this. He's like, dude, he like Zombies was like it was like finished announcing Zombies, and he's like, dude, Battle Royale, come out and say it. And sure enough, he's saying that. And you get David Vonderhaar out here, and he comes up. He's like, "All right, guys, we've talked about multiplayer, we talked about Zombies, and everyone's like, yes, this is it, say it." So before they did this, they actually they were talking about the dedicated the Battle.net implementation of Black Ops 4 and PC. So Black Ops 4 is actually going to be implemented in Battle.net, which is like a first for the series, I think is pretty cool. So PC has like their dedicated, their own dedicated version, which for them is awesome. I'm not a big PC player, but I know people who are, and that's just going to be amazing for them. And it's going to be a very open opportunity for the PC community. And I think it's going to be really cool. Now, after that, they revealed it, and it was the coolest way possible because he's going in depth and he's kind of, he's just kind of talking. He's like reiterating, like, look, guys, we talked about multiplayer. We got a new multiplayer mechanic going on. We got Zombies launching with 3 maps, which is crazy for the Zombies community. And he's like, we got one more thing to show you. And everyone's like, yeah, we know what it is. And turns out it's Black Ops 4's version of Battle Royale. And from the trailer we got, I am excited about it. I'm very, very, very excited about it. And let me tell you why. The trailer basically isn't really a gameplay trailer, which is kind of what you figure, because the thing is, at this state, it's May. The game doesn't come out till October. So there's a little bit of time left before the final product is actually done. I mean, there's a beta. The beta has been unannounced as for a date yet, but there is like a private beta happening. We just don't know when. And I doubt we're going to be getting Blackout for the beta. I don't think it's going to be happening. I know we're getting multiplayer, and that's probably about it. But Blackout looks so different. David Vonderhaar has come out and confirmed to us that Blackout will be in first person entirely. And you're watching the trailer, and the first time it was actually shown, this Battle Royale mode called Blackout, it's not really a trailer that they showed. It's it was the video footage from the trailer that they would eventually push out later after the reveal. But David Vonderhaar's kind of doing this narration, which is kind of what he does in the trailer still, but it's very different. He's talking about, he starts out like Battle Royale is no different. It's nothing new. Everyone knows what it is. Everyone's heard about it. Everyone's playing it now with Fortnite and all this kind of stuff, whatever. So everyone knows what it is. Basically, is what he's saying. And then he goes and he's like, well, look, we wanted to kind of put our own twist on it. And he's like, we wanted to do it in a way only Black Ops could, because it's known for like its awesome combat, fast-paced combat, fast gameplay, awesome, just Black Ops gameplay is what he's trying to say. And he basically said he's going to, they're taking, all these years of Black Ops and putting it into this giant world, which he said in the reveal is 1,500 times the size of Nuketown. That's unreal. Drifter actually did a video, and I think they mapped it out. I don't know the exact measurements, but I think their final estimated result was the map was approximately a little bit bigger than the Fortnite map, which, if that's the case, I'm excited about it. There's still a fog in the air about how many players there's going to be in Blackout. People are saying somewhere between like 140 to 200, I heard, because I think the thing is they're going to have a map a little bit bigger than Fortnite. And the thing is, they also said they're going to have land, sea, and air vehicles. And they're going to have all this going on. It's going to be pretty wild. It's definitely going to be fast-paced. But the thing is, people have brought up good points about it. The people that were actually making good arguments, not against it, but kind of saying, like balancing it out, saying, I don't know about this. A lot of people are a little nervous about vehicles being a thing. I'm not going to lie. I am too. I'm nervous about vehicles because I don't know how they're going to work. I don't know how they're actually going to be utilized, We don't have gameplay. And I know I'm saying I'm excited about it, and that's giving, I'm not giving it I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt, because the thing is, I'm a huge fan of Call of Duty, like you guys know, and I'm very excited about it. I'm really just excited to see how a game like Call of Duty takes this concept of Battle Royale and Call of Duty's it. You know what I'm saying? So I really am excited about Blackout. I just want to see what they're going to do with it, because they're promising that it's going to be fast paced. They're going to have all these vehicles. And I think the other thing that I left out from earlier when it was announced, we're going to be able to play as characters from across every and all kind. Yo, Paul, appreciate the host, my dude. Thank you so much for that, my man. I don't think I have my let's see here. Oh man, I saw you hosting, my dude. I don't think I have alert box on, man. Oh dang. Let's see if we can fix that. All right. We're still live. Oh yeah, I need alert box. We need alert box. Yeah. There we go. Oh. Yeah. There we go. Paul, what's going on, my dude? How you doing, my man? How you doing? All right. I think we're good now. I think we are A-okay. Cool beans. Cool beans. Paul, thank you. Appreciate the host. We were just talking about Blackout, my dude. And like I was saying, we're going to be able to play as characters. Paul, you were all good, my dude. I just wanted to go ahead and get the podcast started, but I know for a fact you were going to definitely be in the next one, my man. For sure, you're definitely going to be in the next one. I wanted to have a guest on today, but the next one, my dude, do not worry. It is not, like, don't stress out about it, man. You are all good. But anyway, we're going to be able to play as any and all characters from the Black Ops series. And yes, I was wondering, because they were going through it, and I was like, come on, I'm thinking in my head, zombies characters, please say it. And the trailer's going on, and they show zombies characters, and I'm like, no way. This is real. This is happening. Like, the fact, we literally rolled into town 30 minutes ago, and I just got home 10 minutes ago. Oh, Paul, you're all good, dude. You were all good. Like I said, there's always the next one, my man. Really excited about it. But yeah, zombies characters in Blackout. I was like, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be just crazy. Because I'm thinking in my head, like, what Treyarch is doing with this is they're basically putting all of the, like, everything they've worked on into this mosh pit battle royale type scenario, type game mode. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm not looking at it really from a battle royale standpoint, but I'm looking at it from a fan of Black Ops. You're going to have characters like Raul Menendez in a gunfight with David Mason and Agent Hudson. I mean, actually, that's not a good scenario. No. Let me rephrase that one. You're gonna have Raul Menendez going up against Misty and Dempsey. At some point, it's going to happen. The numbers don't lie. It's going to happen. At some point, it can happen. And it's insane. Not only are they gonna have like characters, but the map consists of like sections of maps from Black Ops games. So Nuketown is just one of them that we know of, and we don't know of any other ones that are happening, but it's gonna be awesome. I just cannot wait for it. I think Blackout is what I'm most excited for. Actually, that's a lie. Of course, I'm excited about zombies. Like Blood of the Dead, they announced it, and I'm like, oh, yes, it's real, it's happening. They listen to us. Treyarch is very good at that, I will have to say. It's just awesome how they, I don't know, Black Ops 4 definitely seems like the game where it may be the end of Black Ops titles of the series. And honestly, if Blackout works out, then I'd be fine with that. Because the thing is, Treyarch's gonna be going into it thinking, okay, we're gonna make more games soon, but the Black Ops series is done. But the thing is, we've come so far in Black Ops. This is the 4th entry in the series, and technically it's the 5th if you count World at War. And there are characters from World at War in Blackout, per the trailer. That is just really, really cool. And with all of this fog in the air about what's going to happen with zombies and how it's going to play out with this new and old story, with this split way of zombies is going to work, and the possibility of a zombies only season pass, I can't wait. Paul says, I've never been this hyped about a Call of Duty game. And dude, you are not lying. I am the same exact way. Last year I was hyped, was a little disappointed at launch when I couldn't play multiplayer. Infinite Warfare kind of let me down. I just wasn't feeling it at all. Even now, like, I still have it, and I'm not a fan of it. And funny enough, with me, the way it's worked for me is this. The last 2 games I've purchased have actually been digital. I haven't actually done a physical a physical copy of a Call of Duty since Black Ops 3, which coincidentally enough is like my favorite one in recent years. I kind of think that's a little strange because I'm looking at that and I'm like, that's a little odd, don't you think? So I don't know. It's just very exciting. I'm just really looking forward to how this game plays out and to seeing what they're doing with it, and just cannot wait for the beta. The multiplayer looks very good. I'm excited at the changes they're making to it. And I don't know. I really do think I'm trying to see if there's anything that I left out here for today before we wrap it up here. But no, I think that's gonna do it for us. To kind of wrap up today's the podcast today, guys, I wanted to go ahead and say, if you haven't, Solo, not the best Star Wars movie, but maybe worth one viewing to kind of see where you stand with it. Deadpool 2, a lot, way, and so much better than the first one, if you enjoy the X-Men Deadpool movies. And Black Ops 4. We have this new take on single player and the specialist missions, a redefined multiplayer, 3 zombies maps at launch. Dang, I was afraid of that. For Solo and Deadpool 2 was amazing. Yeah, that was the case. That was exactly the case, Paul. Black Ops 4 is actually like I say, like I said, specialists are returning in a different and unique way, which I'm really excited about. And multiplayer looks good. The multiplayer trailer got me very, very excited. I haven't had that feeling in a while, and even though they were going through all the changes they've made, and I did leave out one, they have a predictable recoil system now, which I think is really cool because the reason they're doing that is basically to kind of it allows you to learn weapons more. It's more of like a pattern, which I think it should be in multiplayer games like that. Because the thing is, you want to learn and adapt to like stuff like that, adapt to guns so that you can get better with them and improve at multiplayer. It's like at Fortnite, I say Fortnite because it's like the biggest, it's on the rise as a big competitive game. And you just use that pattern system to learn everything. Yeah, I'm actually very interested in this multiplayer. I don't think I've even Prestige in Black Ops 3 multiplayer. I think I did Prestige in Black Ops 3's multiplayer a few times. I think I'm on Prestige 2. But like in case you guys don't know, I actually made the switch from Xbox One to PS4 at around the time of DLC 4 for Black Ops 3. So a lot of my stats didn't really carry over because like cross-platform is not a thing yet. But I kind of had to go ahead and start over on a bunch of things like zombies and all that kind of stuff. But I am a master Prestige in zombies, so I tend to put in a little bit more time. I put like a lot of time in zombies. I'm gonna have to post to Twitter at some point when I play zombies, which is probably gonna be tonight. I'm gonna post like my time in zombies because like I'm as proud of it as I am. I'm also not, Paul says I did get master prestige in zombies though, dude. It's awesome. It's a good feeling to get master prestige in that, bro. It really is. But yeah, to wrap up today, like I say, we have 3 zombies maps on launch for Black Ops 4, which is going to be something we haven't seen in a while. Actually, I mean, ever. We've never seen anything like that. And yeah, and Blackout. The Battle Royale mode for Black Ops 4 is going to be really, really interesting to see how that works out. And I can't wait for it. But that's going to do it for me today. I know we've had a lot of frame drops, and I definitely do apologize for that, guys. I'm going to work on that issue just here in a minute. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking into more like Black Ops 4 information and trying to get I know I want to kind of make it recurring on the podcast for you guys. I was glad I got to do it live. It was definitely a different experience for me. I don't know about you guys, but I hope you guys did enjoy it. That's going to actually do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed listening to the podcast today. If you are not already, be sure you are following me on Twitch, and also be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a link down there below if you guys are not already. I actually upload every single podcast up there. I have a few of my other episodes on there from the very beginning to now. This one will be going up in the next few hours, so if you are just tuning in, you missed it, don't worry, it will be up on my YouTube channel very, very soon. So be sure you are subscribed to that because it will be going up there very, very soon. But guys, that's going to do it. I want to go ahead and let you know if you are watching as a YouTube video, I want to go ahead and hear what you guys have to say, what you guys' interpretation of Black Ops 4 is going to be. If you've seen either Solo, a Star Wars story, or Deadpool 2, go ahead and let me know what you think of those movies in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that. Paul said Deadpool 2 was amazing, and I love to hear you guys' thoughts on movies like that, movies, entertainment, gaming, whatever it may be. I love to hear you guys' thoughts on that because I value that, and I love hearing what you guys have to say. It gives me a different, perspective on things, and I love hearing what you guys have to say. That's gonna do it for me, guys. I will see you next stream, and I hope you guys have a fantastic evening, and until next time, guys, peace out.